I'm LaJonna's daughter, Audrey, for those of you that don't know. My mother and I had a really rocky relationship. She was far from the ideal mother. And because of that, I gave her time. But by high school, she wasn't ready. And I didn't need that negativity and that image of her to pull me down. So, selfishly, I pushed her away. With that being said, I've experienced many things. Why? The last time I saw her, I didn't even know it was her. I went to my Nina's house on Christmas. I walked past her. My Nina says, "You didn't say hi to your mom?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was her." Again, I found her at my grandma's house, being the mother that she is, always taking her in. I tell my grandma, "Why is she here? You can't keep enabling her." But being the mother she was, she did. Because you never let down on your children. I've struggled with accepting her as my mother because what example did I have of her?
No way!
I've always loved her, but I didn't necessarily like her. When I was in 3rd grade, we had to write an essay. And the topic was hero. And I thought, people's hero's God. People's hero's their grandpa. But I wanted to do it differently. Who was my hero? Who? I didn't really look up to anybody. Of course, I loved my grandpa and I looked up to him, but that'd be too easy. I wanted something hard. I wanted something good. I wanted a valuable essay. I thought about it, and I found out. I asked myself, who was my hero? Turns out it was my mother, all along. When I wrote this essay, I won a $500 gift certificate. She was so proud of it. And as I lacked all these memories of her, until hearing people speak of her, and hearing her stories, even putting together the slideshow, she left me and I pushed her away. I tried to come up with a eulogy, but I couldn't. And I was so honored and glad. And it was one less stress when my Uncle Chris asked, "Hey, can I do this?" It would help me a lot with my depression, and I really want to do it. I said, "You know what? Please." But as I thought, also, I was cleaning out boxes of pictures, and I found this. And she praised it. I remember when she was in rehabs, she would tell her counselors, "This is my beautiful daughter. I'm her hero." Here's the essay I wrote in 3rd grade. Many people have a hero. My hero just happens to be my mother, who is a brilliant lady. My mother is an inspiration to me and has taught me many things in life. She has always wanted the best for me and my brother. There's been many disadvantages in my mother's life. She had me at a young age of 18, which was hard for her because she had to raise me when she was just a kid herself. Since she had to take care of me, It stopped her from having to go to college, which she never would go. She hated school, which left us with not very much money. One of the things my mother has taught me was not to do drugs. However, she did them herself. But she didn't want my brother and I to follow her footsteps. She has been to jail a few times due to drugs and the mistakes she has made. The drugs made my mom a very different person, a person which I never knew. She didn't realize how bad she was hurting my brother and I until the day we got taken away from her and were sent to a foster home. Of course, she received her punishment as well. She had to stop. She was just too addicted. She lived in a rehabilitation center so that she could get us back. My mom is now in a program trying to help her stop taking the drugs. I hope this program works and will help her out. When my mom comes home, she will need us to help her with this problem. And since my mom has always been there for me, I will always be there to support her when she gets home. My mother is one of the strongest people I know, and I have learned so much from her. Jonna Velez. Of course, many things changed. And as I struggled as a kid to understand, and now studying psychology myself, specifically, ironically, depression and PTSD, so many questions come to mind. I heard so many people ask why. My grandma, my grandpa, Chris, Donna, Ronald. What was she thinking? Didn't she know we loved her? Didn't she know we cared? She cried wolf several times. No one took her serious. That's just Jonna talk. I tried to understand, and this is the best way I knew how, is through my writing and poetry. It's called Home. Most of you got it. It's a condensed version, but it does the justice. I'm going home to a place that I belong, a place that no longer has to be understood, a place where chaos and sorrow do not exist, a place where I can have a fresh start and finally know eternal happiness. I know it's only natural to mourn, but please do, for not so long. Please don't beat yourself up with all the questions of what ifs and whys. For only I know that answer, and only God knows why. Know that I am happy and at peace. I've had my ups, and I've had my fair shares of downs. I've danced through the rain and the trials and tribulations. I've cried in the rain and the pain, but I've also had my fair share of laughter, and I've laughed until I cried. I found true love when I became a mother. I've loved and I've had heartbreak. I've enjoyed my time on this earth, but this is not my home. I've lived my life on my own terms, and now I'm tired. I want to go to a forever happy place, a place I call my forever home. See you all when you come home. Jonna Velez.